Yes, he finally did it. Bubba Wallace finally does it. He finally proves to us all that he belongs in the Cup Series and that he deserves to be in a competitive ride as he gets the win today at Talladega. It was rain shortened, but he definitely deserved it. And why? Well, I'll give you a reason why and a lot of playoff implications after this one going into the Roval. We have a lot to talk about after Talladega. Hey guys, NASCAR Mode for Today back again, and welcome back to another episode of NRR. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 2021 YellaWood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway, which was supposed to be ran yesterday on Sunday, but rain came out, and by the time the track would be dry, it would be they wouldn't be able to get the full race in, so wouldn't have mattered anyway. So it's Monday, they were able to run the race. Heck, they ran the race when I was in school and I was watching it, trying to hide it, making sure that no one was looking so I didn't get my phone taken up. But still, definitely worth it to see Bubba Wallace get the win at Talladega. He finally deserves it, finally proves to us that he belongs in the Cup Series and that he deserves a competitive ride, because you can see what he can do, because really all year long he's been really great at the super speedways, and it finally pays off here today from Talladega. And some people say this may be a fluke, but Bubba Wallace's drive to the top of the field when rain, or towards the end of stage 2, shows that he knew what was going to happen. They, I believe his crew said about rain in the area was coming. Bubba Wallace, he made that drive all the way up to the front and got the win, or stole the win actually. So great redemption there for Bubba Wallace. But we'll talk more about them as we're going to be looking at our top 10 finishers. We're going to be rating the race. We're going to look or talk about our story of the race, which probably will be Bubba Wallace, maybe some playoff implications. We'll see. Also, we're going to be looking at drivers who had a good and bad race, look at the playoff standings, and end it there. So let's go ahead and dive on into this episode. Finishing first was my man Bubba Wallace. This makes me want to cry. It just feels so good to see an African American driver once again do it and just get a win for the first time in 57 years, back in 1964 when Wendell Scott got his first career win, I believe, in Jacksonville. And as an African American NASCAR fan, since there's not really a lot of us out there who are NASCAR fans, it feels great to see. I would have shown a whole lot more emotion, but you know, I was at school, I didn't want to cause a whole scene and get in trouble. But if I was at home, I would have been screaming my head off. But this was a great win for Bubba Wallace. First win for 2311 Racing, first win for Bubba Wallace, first win for Michael Jordan as a team owner. And someone pointed out he has just as many wins as Tony Stewart does this year, which is, wow, sad. And Bubba Wallace wins at his home state, wins at his home track, which is very awesome. I just noticed that till now. The McDonald's curse is finally over. The first time McDonald's has been a victory lane since 1994 with, I believe, Bill Elliott. And that's weird because Bubba Wallace was born in 1994, so that's 27 years ago. So really, Bubba Wallace probably, I don't know, Bubba Wallace might not have been born when McDonald's got their final win till today. So that's pretty insane to find out. And also another first time winner in the Cup Series, second Cup Series driver to get their first one on a super speedway, and first win for his new crew chief Booty Barker, who I believe this is his third or fourth race with Bubba Wallace, which is pretty cool, showing you that this is a new pairing, and it shows you how Bubba Wallace is now definitely one of the drivers you need to watch out at these super speedways. Not only McDowell, who can sneak out, not only Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but Bubba Wallace is now added to that list. Same thing with Denny Hamlin and stuff. So that's really cool. And Denny Hamlin wins for the first time as a co-owner, which is also really cool. Just a lot of historic moments right here for Bubba Wallace, like history being made here, left and right. Very awesome for Bubba Wallace to get the win, and we'll see how they can do for the rest of the year, because this is definitely a huge momentum shift for not only 2311 Racing, but for Bubba Wallace heading into next year, because they could easily take over and get the win in the Daytona 500. Finishing second was Brad Kazowski. Brad Kazowski comes up oh so close at Talladega, but Kazowski, he's done good at the super speedways this year. I mean, even though he crashed out in the Daytona 500, he finished 13th, which is not bad. He won at Talladega earlier this year, So I guess that was of course that was huge for Kazowski, first win at Talladega in a while. But he's done really well at the Super Speedways, and even though the Coke Zero Sugar 400 doesn't count because he finished 33rd, but still gets second today. So first and second in 2 Talladega races this year shows Brad Kazowski seems to be back and competitive for the Super Speedway win. So we'll see what he can do for Roush Fenway Racing next year. Because when was the last time Roush Fenway Racing won a Super? Oh, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 2017 Daytona, my bad. But still, it's cool to have another Super Speedway racing talent driver like Kazowski join Roush Fenway, so we'll see what they can do. But still, a decent race for Brad Kazowski. Definitely a huge shift for him in the playoffs, because now this is what 3 straight top 10 finishes for him. Finished 6th at Bristol, 7th last week at Las Vegas, and now gets second here today. Looks like they can make it in on to the round of 8, but we'll just have to see because the Charlotte Roval is our last wild card race of the playoffs. Finishing third was Joey Logano, another competitive Super Speedway driver. Joey Logano gets third here today. He ran a pretty solid race, ran a pretty clean race and stuff. Tried to stay out of trouble. He did, and he was just up here pretty much all day. I can't really say because I was, mostly in school all day, but still really cool for Joey Logano to be competing up here and stuff, because a lot of us didn't really have Logano making it into the round of 8 or actually being a championship competitor, but Logano has turned some heads because Logano, in my opinion, has been the #1 least talked about driver in the playoffs since it started. So this is a pretty good shift for Joey Logano in the 22 team. So all they have to do is just make it through the Roval, have no troubles, and we'll see what they can do, because I don't know if they're really necessarily good at the Roval. But with Team Penske, when it comes to these road courses, they are garbage. So we'll see what Kazowski and Logano do. Let's see if they can just go through sweep clean through the Roval, or could they have a really bad day? Only one way to find out. Finishing in 4th was Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch gets his first top 5 finish since Michigan. I just want to point that out, but gets a nice solid 4th place finish. His second top 10, second or 2 top 10s in a row now, as he finished 8th at home at Las Vegas. But still, a nice solid run for Kurt Busch. Nothing really to say about it because he's not in the playoffs, but he was running pretty well up here all day and stuff. Definitely could have taken the win, but what are you going to do? Still trying to get that last win for Chip Ganassi Racing. Could have been at Atlanta and stuff, but we'll just have to see if Kurt Busch or Ross Chastain can make any last race moments in these last few races of the season. But still, solid day for Kurt Busch and the 1 team. And rounding up the top 5 and 5th was Christopher Bell. Bell needed a really good finish like he did today, because after Richmond, the last 2 races had been horrendous for him. Finished 29th at Bristol and finished 24th at Vegas last week. A huge upgrade for them, getting a nice solid 5th place finish. So great solid race for him. He could have taken this race. He could have taken the win, just, things happen. It's the super speedways. Things shift just like that. So sucks for Christopher Bell to not get the win. But he was able to get a nice solid top 5 finish. And he had a whole lot of help from Denny Hamlin. And so that was good to see 2 teammates working it out for each other. But still, Christopher Bell gets a nice solid top 5 finish. And we'll see what they can do into the Charlotte Roval, because they're pretty good at the Roval. We've seen them do good at the Roval in the Xfinity Series now. Let's see what they can do in the Cup Series in a very competitive playoff ride. Finishing 6th was Chris Buescher. Buescher, in that beautiful looking purple car today, he was running really well. He won stage 1 in today's race, which is pretty good for them and stuff. And they definitely needed a good finish like this, because I felt bad that they got DQ'd at Daytona back in August. But think of this. Chris Buescher finally has gotten his best finish of the season, 6th place, beating out his best finish of the season, which was originally 7th. Now it gets 6th place, so pretty cool for Chris Buescher and the 17 team and stuff. So we'll see how they can do in the next few races, but still, I just wanted to say their moment of the race was winning the stage and getting their best finish of the year so far. Finishing in 7th was Denny Hamlin, and the tear continues for Denny Hamlin. 5 straight top 10 finishes since the playoffs started. 1 at Darlington. Finished runner-up at Richmond. Finished 9th at Bristol. He won the race last week at Vegas and gets 7th today. He was a whole lot of help for his teammate Christopher Bell. Definitely was competitive enough to win, but his driver, Bubba Wallace, got the win for 2311 Racing. First win for Hamlin as a co-owner, which must be pretty good for Hamlin. So a nice solid 2 straight weeks for Denny Hamlin in the round of 12. So we'll see if his luck can go ahead and continue into the Charlotte Roval, but we'll just have to see. Hamlin, I don't know his stats at the Roval, but I feel like he'll have a nice solid race, and besides, he's already into the round of 8, so we'll see how he can do there, but a nice solid finish for Hamlin in the 11. Finishing in 8th was Kevin Harvick. A nice solid finish for Kevin Harvick, I'd have to say. I mean, they've also been doing good in the playoffs. 5th at Darlington, 8th at Richmond, 2nd at Bristol, 9th last week at Vegas, and gets 8th today at Talladega. I believe he is still below the cut line, meaning he needs to have a really good race going into the Charlotte Roval. So we'll see what he can do at the Roval, because He's pretty good at the Roval, to be honest. He's had some pretty nice solid finishes here and there, so I feel like Harvick can definitely point his way into the Roval. He just needs to have some really good finishes in Stage 1 and Stage 2 next week, so we'll just have to wait and see. But still, nice solid race for Harvick and the 14. Finishing in 9th was Erik Jones. A nice solid finish for Erik Jones in the 43 team. Definitely a competitive super speedway racer, in my opinion. Definitely could have had a better race, but hey, he could have won, but doesn't matter. They got a nice solid top 10 finishes. Get as many top 10 finishes as you want. They're just trying to win at this point, since, you know, they're just prepping for next year with the next gen car. But still, a nice solid finish for Erik Jones in the 43 team. Just wanted to give them a shout out after they got 8th they got 8th a couple weeks ago at Bristol. And finally, rounding out the top 10 in 10th is Anthony Alfredo. Also, the second driver in the top 10 to get their best finish of the year. Chris Buescher got his best finish of 6th. Anthony Alfredo gets his best finish of 10th this year, beating out his old one, which was 12th at Talladega earlier this year. So really cool for Anthony Alfredo to get his first top 10 finish in the Cup Series. Pretty cool for them. Definitely a lot more work to do for the 38 team, because they've had so much bad luck and stuff. But definitely really cool for them to get a nice solid top 10 finish. Just wanted to give a shout out to Anthony Alfredo. And now let's rate this race. This race, I don't really have a score right now, but I'll just say as I go, because of this race, of course, it was rain shortened, which something NASCAR fans don't like. Got held back to Monday, which NASCAR fans don't like. And also, it's kind of weird for Talladega to not have lights. I mean, they had a $50 million renovation in 2019, and they didn't even think about adding lights. I mean, come on, Talladega. And in fact, we have a movie called Talladega Nights. Really? Come on, we need a night race at Talladega. That would be so much fun and a great fan experience. Trust me, if Talladega were to have a night race, you don't know how many fans would pull up. Freaking fill up the whole seats, all the seats, the whole crowd. Anyway, still, that kind of sucked right there. Bubba Wallace got the win, which is really cool and very historic right there. And the racing as was really, really great, especially towards the end of the race, where you knew like it's about to rain and whoever's out in front could win it all. So that was also really exciting, because once I was watching it during one of my classes, I was about to leave to go to my next class, my heart was really pounding and stuff, and I didn't want people to notice that I was pretty nervous and stuff. So if I had to rate this race, it was really good. Not one of the best Talladega races, probably because of the rain shortened and being held to the next day, and we just didn't get to finish it all. So if I had to rate this race, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It was a solid race in my opinion, very historic and very incredible, just great racing all around, and definitely the best super speedway in the Cup Series right now, or it's a toss-up between it and Daytona, but still, nice solid race at Talladega. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give it in the comment section below. And so the story of the race, or the biggest story of the race, was Bubba Wallace making history, becoming the first African American driver to win a NASCAR sanctioned race since Wendell Scott back in 1964 at Jacksonville. Bubba Wallace getting his first career win at Talladega back here in 2021. And guys, here's something weird. 2021 minus 1964 is 57 years. So 57 years ago, Wendell Scott got his first career win in the Cup Series. And now, if you think about it, Bubba Wallace's number 23 plus Wendell Scott's number 34 equals 57. That is pretty weird. I mean, go look it up for yourself. Or use a calculator. It's true. So that was pretty spooky. And it's cool to see Bubba Wallace get the win at his hometown, Alabama. But to be brutally honest here, there's a bit of irony in there because he wins at his hometown where his hometown crowd should be happy for him. But it is the state of Alabama, which is probably one of the most racist states in the United States. Not the most racist town, because the most racist town is, I'm not even going to tell you, but it's not in Alabama. But still, it's really cool to see Bubba Wallace get the win, but then I hate how some people are gonna be judging Bubba Wallace because he's African American, he's black. Okay, I'm not fully surprised on it because it's NASCAR. NASCAR has always been wanting to drop the stereotypes of them being a racist motorsport and stuff, and I get that. I get NASCAR trying to drop that, and seeing Bubba Wallace win and these fans, some of these fans' reactions, like the older, whiter fans, in my opinion, are going to be saying stuff like that. I'm just saying some. Not all, but some will be saying things about, oh, Bubba Wallace didn't deserve to win. Oh, and they're going to be saying all these rude and incredible just hatred on him. But just ignore that, because that's NASCAR. This is Bubba Wallace getting his first career win. Just ignore that. Bubba Wallace doesn't have to show things like that. All he can do is prove to everyone and all the haters out there that he belongs here by winning races like these. So Bubba Wallace needs to continue doing what he's doing, and I bet he just doesn't even pay attention to the fan base that hates him. So it does suck for some NASCAR fans to have to watch their sport look bad because of the fan base and stuff, which is also pretty bad. And then you have some fans who don't even really hate Bubba Wallace, say that he's lucky because of the rain and stuff, which I'll admit, they're not completely wrong. But Bubba Wallace did make a drive all the way up to the top of the field when he knew the rain was coming at the end of stage 2. He knew it was coming, and he made his drive all the way up there so that he could be in front to potentially win the race, and he did, which is I'm very happy to see Bubba Wallace doing so. History being made, but of course you're going to have some comments, some people saying some very bad things about Bubba Wallace, that he doesn't belong here, needs to go back where he's come from, which is Alabama, so that won't really make it a difference. But still, Bubba Wallace, yeah, well, that's just NASCAR, guys. That's just NASCAR. That's just some of our fan base, which is something I really don't want to see. I don't want to see all this hatred against drivers, not only just African American drivers like Bubba Wallace, but just drivers who are more diverse, like a Daniel Suarez and stuff. You don't want to see things like that, because think, if Daniel Suarez would have won at Bristol Dirt, some people would be thinking, oh, there shouldn't be a lot of hatred on Daniel Suarez. There would have been a lot. There would have been, because he's from Mexico and stuff, and that's just America. That's just how it is and stuff. And I'm not trying to be all Debbie down and stuff. I should be happy for Bubba Wallace, which I really am. But I'm not surprised that we're going to be getting all these hatred comments on Bubba Wallace and 2311 Racing and Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan for what they're doing right now and stuff. But just ignore that. That's just some of the NASCAR fan base that's just racist. That's just how it is and stuff. And so that's what I really don't want to see anymore. I want some of this to just drop and stuff, but you can't really make a huge difference about this. So all we can do right now is ignore what they say and be happy and proud for what Bubba Wallace is doing, making a statement. This should not only fuel a fire in Bubba Wallace, but fuel a fire in other diverse drivers, like female drivers, Mexican drivers, or Arabic drivers like Tony Breidinger, and some more drivers out there who are more diverse, who are young, who can now make their ways up into the Cup Series and be just like Bubba Wallace, or even better. But we'll just have to see and stuff. But very proud of Bubba Wallace and the 2311 Racing team to get the win. That's the biggest story of the race, about Bubba Wallace and some of the things that may happen, but who cares? He's won. It doesn't matter. It's all over. People who don't like Bubba Wallace winning, then just leave. The door is just right. The door is right here. The door is right here. If you don't like it, the door is right here. Anyway, actually that was pretty loud. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, Bubba Wallace gets the win. Now let's look at our drivers that had a good and bad. Looking at the drivers who I thought had a good race were Martin Truex Jr. Truex, was involved in one of the wrecks, I believe, where Alex Bowman got turned by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and he was able to come back and finish 12th, which is really cool for Martin Truex Jr. That shows how super speed races can be good, or actually could be bad, but then turn out pretty good. So that's good for Truex. Not really anything for Chase Briscoe. He finished 14th, but I want to congratulate him and his wife for giving the birth of their new daughter, which is very awesome for Chase Briscoe and his wife after all the stuff they've been through last year. Next up, Michael McDowell gets 17th. That's actually his best finish in a while, and I mean a long while, because I believe the last good finish for Michael McDowell was 17th actually in the second Pocono race, so best finish while for him. And then Landon Castle, shout out to him, his best finish of the year as well. He finished 24th in today's race after he finished 36th at the Coke Zero Sugar 400 after he had a really great race. So those are the drivers who I just wanted to shout out who had a good race. Now let's look at the ones that had a bad race. So here are some of the drivers who I thought had a bad race. Ryan Blaney finishes 15th after he was running pretty well in this race and then kind of got shuffled back and only got back up to 15th. Really sucks for him. Definitely could have had a better finish. Chase Elliott finished 18th. Definitely deserved a better finish after, once again, just like Blaney, got shuffled back. Kyle Busch was involved in, and I believe that one wreck with Bowman getting turned, and he finished 27th, or actually, no, not 27th. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, 27th. So a really bad one, a stinger for Kyle Busch. I believe he is now below the cut line just by a couple points. Matt DiBenedetto was caught up in that second wreck that brought out the caution, and which led to that rain delay. Really sucked for Matt DiBenedetto. Thought he could have made another grab for a win, but gonna have to wait next year for another super speedway win, or possibly getting one. William Byron finished in 36 after he was also involved in that wreck. He could have avoided it, but they just came down onto him. So nothing that he could do. And then finally, Kyle Larson in the 5. Larson finished 37th after he was involved in the first one with Justin Allgaier getting turned by, I believe, someone, I forgot. And then also Chase Briscoe was also involved in that one. So Chase Briscoe definitely, I guess Chase Briscoe had a neutral day and stuff because he got caught up in that one, but came back to finish 14th and stuff. But back to Kyle Larson. This sucked for Larson, and then they had an issue with the transmission, and then they only got a 37th place finish, and they hit the wall. So not a good day for Hendrick Motorsports indeed. So now let's look at the other drivers who had a bad day. And now to the other drivers who had a bad day. Justin Allgaier finishing dead last after he got turned by William Byron, I just remembered, into the wall, ended his day early. Sucked for Justin Allgaier. Chastain was caught up in the wreck with Alex Bowman. Nothing Chastain could do. He was just on the high line. Wrong place, wrong time. Bowman got turned by Stenhouse or Recky Spenhouse or whatever. Sucks for Alex Bowman, my driver. He's in a must-win situation at the Roval, and honestly, in my opinion, I don't think he will make it into the round of 8. Good run for Bowman in the playoffs or this year overall. We'll see what he can do next year. That's just my opinion, but anything can happen. We'll see. We've seen some crazy things this year, but Bowman, definitely some bad luck there. Stenhouse could have had a better finish, but got shuffled back and only was able to get a 16th place finish. Definitely thought he deserved better. Ryan Preece also was involved in that final wreck. He got turned by someone and finished 32nd. And then Tyler Reddick finished 39th after being caught up with the Bowman accident. And Reddick was running really well in the race, so it sucked for him in the 8 team. And those are the drivers who I thought had a bad race. Now here are the playoff standings heading into the final race of the round of 12, the Charlotte Roval. Denny Hamlin already advanced into the round of 8 with 1 win last week at Vegas. Then you have Larson plus 22, Logano plus 21, Kazowski and Truex both plus 20. You have Blaney plus 15, Elliott plus 9, and Kyle Busch also plus 9. Then below the cut line you have Harvick minus 9, Bell minus 28, Byron minus 44, and then Alex Bowman bringing up the rear minus 52. So basically, I would say probably these 3 drivers are in a must-win situation. Harvick, like I said earlier, could still point his way in, but those are your playoff standings heading into the final race of the round of 12 to decide a round of 8 after next week of the Charlotte Roval. And there you have it. Those are the playoff standings heading into the Charlotte Roval for the final race of the round of 12. And that's going to do it for this episode. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I was supposed to be making a NASCAR Gaming 48 video, but since the race got postponed until today, now I'll be having that on Tuesday. So that should be coming out later. So go check that out. We are now 2 races left in our Super Late Model Series. So if you don't know what that is, go please subscribe and check out my gaming channel, link in the description. Please, it would mean a whole lot to me, guys. Also subscribe to this channel, it would mean a whole lot, and follow me on Instagram. That would mean a whole lot, but not as much as if you guys subscribe to my 2 channels. But anyway, that doesn't matter right now. What matters is now for our uploading schedule. I have nothing yet so far, but for the truck series we'll have the playoff predictions for the Championship 4 coming up soon, then for the round of 8 for the Xfinity Series coming up soon, and for the round of 8 for the Cup Series coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And I have some great news to confirm. I am going to Texas Motor Speedway for the 2nd year in a row for the fall race, and I know it's not really the most exciting track, but who cares? I still like Texas. It's a great facility, just races terribly. But hopefully the next gen car can change that, which I doubt, but we'll see. But anyway, that's gonna do it. So be sure to watch out for my vlog for that race and my review and stuff for Texas Motor Speedway in a couple weeks. But that's gonna do it. So see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your night. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.